Hey guys, welcome and hello and welcome and hello and welcome and hello and welcome. Good morning, welcome and hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me on this very special inaugural. I don't know if I said that right. Premiere edition, shall we say, because it's a little bit easier for the stupid to get out their mouth. But anyway, guys, welcome and hello. It is Poco Latte. This is a show where we just sort of sip on our coffee. I've been banned from drinking coffee, so I'm sipping on my tea with my SoFi mug. I'm very cautious with SoFi around earnings. I think the stock is worth $24.75 all day, and I think it's even worth more than that because I don't think SoFi has been paid for their growth. I don't think SoFi has been paid for their execution. I don't think SoFi is being paid for anything. I don't think the stock sitting at $20 or $21 is any big attaboy, any big slap on the back, anybody's tickling Anthony Noto's nuts at all. I think they're not even tickling his nuts. And it's an injustice. Somebody should be tickling Noto's nuts. I mean, you know what I mean. He's like, when he said we're not, and everybody's like, oh my God, SoFi's gone from 7 to 21. Well, big fucking deal. It should have never been 7 back then. I mean, this price action's ridiculous, and you still have these hacks coming out hitting the stock. Same old clowns, KBW, Goldman, the Five Head. I don't know where the Chia Pets, what rock he's under, but I'm sure he'll emerge to be like, and not for nothing, but where is the I sat through an hour 10-minute, I believe, internet with the Five Head, the bologna sandwich, the great bologna sandwich. He did about SoFi, and he was discussing how their delinquency rates were about to just go through the roof and how it's like an existential threat to the company. And he's cutting. You notice how these clowns never come out and say, hey, by the way, I was completely wrong. Not a little bit wrong, but 180 degrees wrong. And I'm not saying he's an intelligent guy. I think he was being disingenuous from the jump because I think these analysts are just paid liars. But, it's free speech. Like, they can say whatever they want, but you're like, hey, SoFi should be 4 because their delinquency rates are out of control. And then what happens? SoFi has the best delinquency rates anywhere. They're even way below their own assumptions. So all that stuff shows up on earnings positively because they're planning for the worst. Then they execute like fucking rock stars and they deliver the best. Guys, I'm so pumped up about SoFi. If you don't like SoFi, you can just go fuck yourself. I don't care. You're buying Hood. You fuck off. Go watch somebody else. Go watch Stockmo. I love Stockmo, and I'm just bitter because I missed it. I missed Palantir for the Lord. People are like, oh, you hit all these runs. I don't hit all the runs. This freaking UBX just went bankrupt on me. GMDA went bankrupt on me. I lost a fortune. I lost a testicle in a game of heads up no limit poker on the Hustler Casino. Oh, never get into it, those roving Vietnamese poker gangs. And if you do, never bet your testicle. Words to live by. Indeed, they do. The great Jeremy Miller's joined us. Of course, the great Travis Murphy. It's sort of like a young, I don't know. I can't remember that guy's name. He's in a lot of gangster movies. Great Low Country Luton Pond. The great Shaker Maker's joined us. Oh, he's sun hydrogen. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Oh, no, it's probably not. It's probably some solar bullshit. They're probably working on nuclear fission. The great Tim Dreisik is here. Risk. I can't say those Slavic names. I don't know what name it is. Sorry if it's Polish. I don't know what it is, but crush those Y's and consonants together. Gotta have like a. Oh, I got a friend. Let's see. Yeah, I said that, but I haven't had time yet, Shaker Maker. Yeah, you're right. I will look into it. I don't know that stock, to be honest with you, so I have to look it up. But I don't know anything anyway, so if you like the stock, just buy. Not advice. Buy. Never even looked at it. Buy. No, don't buy. What's up? The great Carl Seamark, the Mattress King of Chicago, is here, probably sitting on a double pillow top, probably sitting pretty, a little breakfast in bed. That's what happens when you sell the most mattresses in greater Chicagoland. 87 years running. Carl Seymour, fourth generation mattress man. You got to respect it. Say that's that, mattress man. If you guys have never seen Punch Drunk Love, I recommend you confer with your psychiatrist and then give it a watch. Yeah, Open Door. God, who was it in my comments who was saying Open Doors? I think it was actually not a lurker on the text line on the bat phone, but yeah, man, Open Door, quite a run. I don't know what it's doing today, but guys, want to talk about the big four stocks I've been talking about, of course, the big four. Crispr chart, guys, looking extremely strong to me. I mean, it closed yesterday higher than it closed the day before. Volume still, very, very strong. It wasn't necessarily shorting, but I think traders are dumping. They're taking some, heat out of. You have a stock go up. I mean, from this point right here, it was 35, and this is like June 1st, the end of May. So you're talking about 6 weeks, guys. The stock doubled. People are going to take profits, traders, institutions. It just doesn't matter, and I can't blame them. I mean, that's what I did with. But here's what I'm trying to tell myself. I'm like, if I could talk to my slightly younger, fatter self, no, I'd be like, don't make the same mistake you made with Palantir. And the mistake I made with Palantir is I bought Palantir when it was extremely undervalued, like $8-9. I can't remember exactly. And then it went up 100%, and I ended up selling my whole position between like $17 and $19. I kept a little bit. I always keep a little bit just in case it runs, so I'm not, I can cry even harder about all the money I didn't make. Missed opportunities, the one that got away. But anyway, guys, as far as Crispr goes, the stock has doubled in 6 weeks. So there's a lot of temptation, and possibly rightly so, to go ahead and dump the stock. But I can never blame anybody for taking 100% profits. I mean, often it's the intelligent thing to do. The stock's overheated, it's overbought. But what I see here, guys, is volume still increasing. I still see the chart looking really, really solid. I don't see any gaps in the chart. If volume had fallen off and the stock had, shot up to 70 and then come down and closed at 62 or something, and it was just showing a tremendous amount of weakness, okay, no problemo. But that's not at all what happened yesterday. If you look at it, all the volume in the day is right here up until this very tip-top point. You might not be able to see this on my screen, but look on your own chart with volume indicators down at the bottom that shows the volume tick by tick. All the volume is up here. And another thing you see is a tremendous amount of buying in here at 70. So you make a market at 70. There are plenty of willing and able buyers still at 70 because they know the stock's worth 110, 120 all day right fucking now, because this stock has been a scam stock from the jump. Just like SoFi, just like NIO, they play these stocks. They walk them down from completely ridiculous artificial highs. I mean, I don't think Crispr was that ridiculous, but like NIO was ridiculous. I mean, SoFi was ridiculous back in the day, like touching 30. It shouldn't have been there, But Palantir shouldn't have touched one thing. Palantir's multiples got, come down a bit, but it's got completely insane. I mean, you just buy NVIDIA at the top if you're going to buy Palantir off the top. I mean, it's going to take 10 years of perfect execution to grow into those numbers. I just don't see it. And I mean, people who know a lot more about AI than I do tell me what they do is not impossible to replicate at all. But what the hell do I know? Anyway, so yeah, I said I was going to listen to some of you guys. Yeah, I agree with you, Jordy. I mean, if that pipeline, just the cardiovascular pipeline, if it does what early results indicate that it does, those drugs are worth an insane amount of money. Remember, Vertex put a value of $9 billion valuation on just the Casgevy program when they bought that last 10% to go from 50 to 60% owner. They paid, CRISPR $900 million for that privilege. I think they probably overpaid, but just a fat guy. I don't know anything. Don't let that secret out. Let's see who else is here. Yeah, same with me, Carl. I just stopped chasing those. Runners. I made money on some. I lost money on others. But it's just too much stress. And people's like, I am a gambler and I do stupid shit all the time, but I do it at least with some pretense of a logical basis. I'm not just going to go, hey, I'm just going to chase because it went up, 50% yesterday. I think it could go up 50% today. I mean, they're really going after Crispr in the pre-market. Not exactly sure why. Let's take a look. I haven't looked at anything, guys. I just woke up. I had to clean up some bullshit. So yeah, sitting at $65, down 33 cents in the pre-market. Let's take a look at what they did yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was neutral. So look at this, guys. There was about 1 million shares available not long ago, just yesterday. And now it's all the way back down to 150,000. And cost to borrow yesterday was $8.50, but today it's still almost $8, and they're returning. This is complete bullshit. So yesterday was just neutral. They didn't return anything, but I think that was just some organic selling, profit taking. But at the end of the day, there was plenty of people willing to buy that stock into that run at 70, and shorts and bears stepped on it, and it's not sustainable. I mean, they might be able to step on calls again this week, but they can only do that for so many weeks, and retail are stubborn, stupid people, and they're going to keep buying those calls. I mean, you keep seeing those auto-generated articles like, Crispr, unusually high options activity and directionally bullish. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. When retail gets their, gets their semi going from 6 to midnight, it's always bullish, Market's about to open in a minute here, guys. So I'm probably going to stop this show. It's just such a pain in the ass. But I wanted to point out NIO, I think, is going to make a huge move here through about 550, 570. This stock, again, is way too wound up. They took it way too low. And if you think about NIO, the issue is not this fragmented market with 500 different companies trying to undercut each other on price. Yes, of course, that's the reality, but in a few years, you're going to see consolidation, you're going to see mergers, you're going to see all kinds of crazy bullshit. So, yeah, it looks like market just opened here, guys. Let's see what's going down. Oh, NASDAQ, Dow, it's all kind of, it all kind of was looking a little bit up pre-market, and then the Dow crashed there briefly, but NASDAQ's holding steady. Gold's, I don't know if those are yesterday's numbers. I'm not smart enough. NIO popping at open. Not really sure why NIO's moving so much, if there's any news, or it's just traders sending it up. Probably Goldman sending it up. Probably some big powerful turd sending it up. What's going on here, guys? We got the great ASDF here. Yeah, prop is going to go absolutely crazy. If you look at who's holding prop, I don't know why, but like insiders hold 50% of the company, and the rest of the company is owned by my favorite cast of characters: BlackRock, Vanguard, States. It's all the guys who run the market and basically can send stocks up whenever they want. So I'm buying prop heavily, guys. I'm not recommending you do that because it's probably, you're probably a moron and you're going to lose money, whatever the fuck you do. What's going on? Ukeko 72, the great Ukeko 72, longtime Un Poco Mas Hall of Famer, guys. We will be doing the formal Un Poco Mas Hall of Fame. The list of benefits and prizes is going to be absolutely, hey, Yahoo! It doesn't really update. Plus, I don't think my internet really works. Yeah, NIO just going crazy, guys. I got so many NIO shares. It's really nice to see. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, Super Micro. This chart, people were like, oh, it's going to break back down. It is absolutely not going to break back down. The chart looks really, really good, guys. I mean, look at this chart. This isn't breaking down at all. This is just forming another. Look at this thing, always comes in steps. 42 steps up to 48. It's stepping up to 51, 52, whatever it is, 50. It doesn't really matter. It's going to step up again, probably, 56. Don't worry about Super Micro. Uncle Chucky and Aunt Sarah got this. The Wigger got the books on lock. He's got one of them air fryers. He cooks the books in the back. Oh, they just hit it with a big hammer candle. The shorts try to scare people and hit these stop losses like 51.50, hit these big hammer candles. It's just price fixing, guys. Don't let them scare you. They're weak. They have tiny wieners. They're insecure. Shorts are basically guys with rich parents who are in fraternities. They have long hair. They try to pick up women at clubs, but they're unsuccessful. So they, resort to prostitutes and cocaine. It's not much of a life. They do have, nice mansions in Connecticut and such. But there are trade-offs to everything, guys. Not all the glitters is gold. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Guys, I should have been an aluminum siding salesman. Could have been one of the top guys in the division. Eating steaks, playing skee ball. Oh no, the shorts are going after Super Micro. What are they doing to SoFi? Is anybody going to tickle my nuts? Could somebody please tickle Anthony Noto's nuts? No, of course not. At least give the man a windbreaker. No, it's sitting. SoFi can push back down to 20. I wouldn't really worry about it. Let's see. Just give you an idea what's going on with this chart. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as long as it doesn't come back down here below 18, doesn't really matter. And you have this little shoulder here. I'd like to see it hold 20, and I think it will, because I think it's $25 stock right now, and I think it's going to be $100 stock. Here's the thing with SoFi, guys, and this is why I love the stock so much. It is the management. It's the long-term nature of their planning. Basically, their business model looks like a discounted cash flow model. That's like how Anthony Noto built this thing. Anthony Noto is the pig that builds his house out of bricks. And then he reinforces it with fucking titanium or whatever's really strong. Anthony Noto is like the fourth pig who made his house in a fucking bank vault. And these other fucking turds are building their companies out of straw. Vlad. Everybody wants to teabag Vlad. Oh, you're so great. You put out a gold card. You develop I know, and they're breaking into Europe, and Robinhood's going to be a huge company, and I'm going to have missed it. I'm just a bitter old fat douche. I can read the comments now. Well, fuck all y'all. So SoFi down 3%, pushing down toward 2050. Absolutely nothing to worry about with SoFi. Their business model is designed to extract the most amount of profits over a lifetime relationship with a customer. It's like the discount cash flow company. They should be DCC, because over a lifetime, you're going to get rich unless you just dump your shares when one of these hacks pushes the stock down, or they came out and say, oh, it's still worth $8 because they can't grow and they can't get market share. And I talk about surface water, guys. I talk about why Noto came to this company, why he developed this business model, why he put his future, why he put so much of his own money into open market buys time and time and time again. And why, fat turds like myself bought along with them. Great men like Piyush loading the SoFi stock every single time they push down. Think you're going to shake Piyush? Memphis, Tennessee, dude. Those colors don't run, man. Not going to push the great Piyush around. I'll tell you that. You motherfuckers. Come for Piyush. You do it over my dead body. You come for Piyush's shares, you're going to take my shares. Fuck you guys. Fuck you shorts. You hack analysts. Oh, the defaults are out of control. Are they? Or are they fucking incredibly low? Because SoFi has brilliant set up the criteria, the AI, so they can evaluate loans smarter than anybody else. And by the way, they're getting their credit card business in shape too. And by the way, this loan platform thing is going to blow up where it's going to dwarf the whole rest of the company. And they're just going to make fees at extremely high margins. And the naysayers are going to look like complete a-holes. And I'm going to be laughing all the way to the bank. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's un poco mas. You know what I mean? Oh, I hate you guys. I hate you so much. I can't even. I hate you even more in the morning than I do in the afternoons or evenings. Oh, I hate you. I hate everybody. Oh, looks like Crispr's down. Oh boy. So what? No big deal. It'll bounce back. Don't worry. But let's see what's going on. Oh my gosh, they're really hitting it, guys. I gotta go end this. I'm probably gonna buy some more Crispr. Yeah, I don't know why they're hitting the stock so hard, but you could see. Let's see, live short. Yeah, they're borrowing. Cost of borrow. Yeah, there's not that many shares available, so I don't know. I like this as kind of a fake thing that's going to go back up, but I'm not really sure. There could have been some kind of news that I don't know about, but I don't think so. I think it's just the same mechanics. Leerink Partners issues negative outlook for Crispr earnings. Okay. Yeah, and there's the unusually high volume. Here's what happened. Moderate buy. So yeah, so no real news. I guess yeah, this is just a morning dump. Sometimes they go with a pump and dump, and sometimes they just go with a straight dump. But looks like they're going after stops. I don't know what the low was they hit here. Yeah, I don't think they hit. Yeah, they didn't make it to 61. So a lot of these, in a way, guys, are kind of bear traps, and because I mean, really, what they're trying to do, I think, is hit a stop here, like at 51, at 60.99, because a lot of people set up stops there. Kind of stupid. I would set your stop more like if you're going to do that. So I set stops like 60, 82 or something where you have a bit of a cushion if they hit that stop by 8 cents, 10 cents, 12 cents, because a lot of times I notice when they do these incredible, like insane waterfall drops, basically what happens is they'll hit the stop loss and then they'll overrun it by 8, 10 cents, 12 cents, sometimes 15 cents. And then the stock will start to recover at like 85 or, somewhere around there, 88. So I would set a stop, 18, 19 cents below that level personally, unless you want to get stopped out there, unless that's just your absolute number and you don't want to go any lower, in which case that's fine. But I just like to set stop losses kind of, not so arbitrarily at round numbers, because I know market makers have a field day with those, but this is just very difficult. Like, I was trying to discuss this with somebody in the comments. Like, it's very difficult to understand why they chose to short Crispr so much. I can understand shorting the sector. I can understand that a lot of these companies don't have runway, but Crispr does. Then they don't have the pipeline that Crispr does. They don't have the partnership with Vertex that Crispr does. They don't have the extremely high institutional ownership that Crispr does. They don't have, 4 big pharmaceutical companies who are major shareholders in the company like Crispr does. They don't have one of the directors that the director just came out about $50 million worth of stock on the open market. Oh, it's like 1.25 or 1.2% of the company. And what's the response? Just another like wacky short attack that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But, what do I know? So, guys, just this was a trial run here on Morning Poco. NIO going up nicely. SoFi down. SMCI down. UBX bankrupt. Google flat. VTech, thank God I sold almost all my shares on that crazy pump. 10x flat. Jaguar, don't buy that company unless you're the stupidest person on earth. I own, like, my shares are worth like 10 cents now. It's gone down so far. But yeah, SoFi kind of crashing on the day. Same thing, guys, with all these stocks that are kind of they shorted. It's kind of the same deal with Crispr to obviously a much lesser extent. But yeah, just a complete attack at the open. I personally think SoFi is going to recover here intraday or intraday. I don't know, turd. But whatever the F it is. Crispr, yeah, I think, again, is going to recover, no problem. I don't know why they want to short so much from here. I know they think this is the high, but this isn't the high. This is going to go up a lot more. Oh, I don't know. They're probably working or something. Yeah, Truist. I don't think that's Andrew Jeffrey anymore, but yeah, 20. I mean, okay, that's fair. I'm not mad at SoFi at 20 right now, guys, because I know they're going to make a huge amount of profit, but they're not doing that yet. They're just starting to make a lot of money. It's just going to ramp. So you got to be patient. I mean, it's a new company. It's a young company, and the business model has not had time to work, and the business model has not functioned at all under favorable interest rates. So I think when we really see that business model cranking and interest rates start to come down, if that ever happens. Now, we saw a pod inflation number again. what's the meaning of that? A lot of debt, home prices down, no deals, inflation up. The market hates uncertainty. This tariff policy is just so stupid. I can't even put into words how stupid it is. And not that Trump shouldn't put tariffs on certain countries, and that a lot of the trade relationships are incredibly unfair. But just give the market certainty, to have a plan, say what you're going to do, put all the other countries on notice, and then just work the plan still. You don't make everything this crazy ad hoc madman, scare everybody, send a bunch of letters, and then claim you're going to do all these deals, and then don't do any of the deals, and then send letters saying tariffs are going to be X and say that's the deal. It's just a bunch of incoherent fucking nonsense. I mean, I'm sorry. I agree with a lot of the policy. I agree with the idea of it, but the implementation is feeble, amateurish fucking nonsense. And that's not how you run the world, guys. The markets hate that shit. And I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal, which I know, Trump hates them and he's suing Rupert Murdoch and everything else, but their editorial board is very conservative economic people. They're like, this is not good. This is not how you make policy, and this is not how you negotiate policy. It's just the market hates this stuff. And the market doesn't really mind tariffs. It's like, just tell us what's going to happen so we can plan, so companies can plan, so companies aren't left, scrambling for their existence one day, and then they think they're okay the next day. It's just, stupid. But anyway, I guess I'm a free trader. I pretty much am. I mean, with certain exceptions, I don't believe U.S. shouldn't be able to sell cars into certain countries that sell all their cars here. I mean, in that sense, it should be free. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to buy an equal number of our cars that we buy of their cars. That's a free market. But the consumer should be able to choose without all these artificial restrictions. And if we're getting screwed, then we got to hit back with tariffs. But let's target it. Let's make it make sense. Not expect we're going to have an equal trade relationship, a trade balance with a completely undeveloped country that's only selling products out and has no money to bring product in. It's like a subsistence, type of economy. So you're not going to have a trade balance with all these small countries. It's absolute nonsense. I don't know. I don't know how these guys that are in the administration can sort of sell this stuff. Oh yeah, we're going to have equal trade with Fiji or whatever the fuck. I guess we buy a lot of their water. Some of these countries, they're just developing. They don't have any money to buy our stuff. And we want their stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like Canada. If you take out oil, we have a trade surplus with Canada. And we want their oil. So there's no problem. It's like we have no problem in our trade relationship with Canada. But every few months, we're like, we're going to nuke the whole fucking world economy because we want to, Trump has some personal issue with Canada. I just don't get running the government this way. It doesn't make any sense to me. Want to make a certain policy, make the policy, be consistent, give it time, give people time to plan, and then implement it. So every month it seems like they crash the market. To be honest with you, I'm just extremely cynical. I think it's all intentional. I think, people in the administration, people in Wall Street are trading off of these pronouncements. It just scares the living hell out of retail. I'm just a cynical person, but I don't think anything happens by accident. I don't think they crash the market on accident. I think smart money trades on all this stuff. I think they know it's coming. And remember, Trump has cryptos and SPACs and media and all his family and himself. They're openly doing it. It used to be that you'd have to divest and all this stuff and you couldn't enrich yourself, but I don't know. That's not the world we're living in anymore. But like I said, I don't think we should get screwed on trade either. I don't think we should pay for the entire world's defense. I don't think we should pay for the whole UN. I don't think we should be doing any of this stuff. But I just want public policy and, just be coherent, be consistent, and let the markets plan, let the markets have certainty, That's what they want. It's really when you see these market crashes and, inflation, tariff, etc., it's really retail who gets hurt because they sell impulsively. They set stop losses. They sell on fear. Market makers, they're on the other side and they're making all that money because I think they know that at the end of the day, there's really not that much to fear, that we're going to reach a balance and we're going to trade. And, I don't think we're going to close our doors to Europe and Canada and our biggest trading partners. Just makes no sense. Even China, but I mean, I think China's personally, I think they're going to attack Taiwan sooner than later. I don't know, 5 years, if that. So I don't know what that's going to do to her. I think it's going to be a pretty limited war. I don't know what's going to happen politically, if they're going to, take complete control of the island, or I don't know. Taiwan, I know obviously Taiwan can't stop the Chinese military. Of course, the U.S. military could and, go to all out war, but I certainly hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it'll escalate to like nuclear conflict or anything like that, but it could certainly become full out regional hot war. Sinking aircraft carriers, drone swarms. Oh, I love pot stickers. Dumplings of any kind. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I don't like to make everything political, but the problem is all these policies, really affect the markets, particularly, tariffs and, continuing to say they're going to fire Powell and they're looking for a way to fire Powell based on you don't lower interest rates into hot inflation. I mean, it's not Powell's fault. Like it is, I would argue they reacted late and stuff. So I'm not saying Powell is like a perfect guy or anything, but I just don't want to see a very, very political person in that position who's going to cut inflation. It's a bad, you get into a spiral, and it's a bad mixing, political wants with, fiscal policy is bad news. So hope it doesn't happen. I don't think SoFi and New Bank will merge. It's an interesting, it is all grifting, Flint Creek Soap Company. It's all grifting. Thank you very much, Flint Creek. I really appreciate it. Oleg Alexandrov, guys, Flint Creek Soap Company, flintcreeksoapcompany.com. You cheap bastards, you smelly cheap bastards. You could definitely use some soap. Get on over there. Google use some Flint Creek Soap Company. Great stuff. I love the lemon lotion. I love the soaps. It's like a peppermint foot thing. Ooh. If you got big, stinky size 13s, get you some peppermint foot lotion. Slather that on there. The missus will thank you. You fuckers. You bastards. Buy some Flint Creek Soap Company. You bastards. You smelly freaks. Anyway, guys, no. Thanks, Flint Creek. I really appreciate it. It is good stuff. Like if I didn't like it, I wouldn't plug it. I would just go, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, Crispr had been over a barrel, little guided tour of the 50. Coming back up, that was a great opportunity. If I'm already overloaded the stock, so I'm not too worried that I didn't buy more. Because I was buying most of my shares much lower in this 30s, low 40s. So not any big rush to buy here in the 60s, but that was a great opportunity. If anybody was able to get in, below 62 there, I think you did extremely well. Because I think the stock, you could see they're buying more and more. I mean, they're just buying here. They're trying to cover as low as possible, trying to trade the stock sideways right now with their algo, but they're unable to. Volume isn't that high. I don't know how much time has gone by. 20 minutes has gone by. So 900,000 shares, pretty significant volume. Heavy volume for this stock would be anything over like 5 million. So might see that today. But NASDAQ is crispy, crunchy, crashing, not crashing, but down 0.73 or 150 points. Dow is actually up. S&P flat, Russell up a little bit. VIX is climbing and gold is up as well. A lot of uncertainty. SoFi, they're crashing it down to the $20 mark. Somewhere Payush is buying. SMCI really crashing down below 50. I think people are worried about earnings there. NIO going up 5%. Let's see. SMCI. Yeah, it is getting hit at vegan sympathizer. I think it's just the same deal. I think it's it's the same. Guys, this isn't natural trading. I mean, I guarantee wherever the waterfall stops, they're gonna buy heavy, they're gonna cover. This is one I think you can short the stock into earnings because I don't think this earnings report, the numbers are going to be very good. However, I think the guidance is going to be incredible. And I think the market is forward looking and they care more about guidance than they care about earnings in many ways. So I still don't think this is a smart short, but they're hitting it. These guys are very stubborn. They're very well capitalized, and they work their plan. They just don't care, you know. They short the stock. They think they can push retail around, and 9 times out of 10, they're right. So anyway, guys, everything's down. Crispr's down. SoFi's down below 26%. I mean, I not for nothing, guys, but I might buy SoFi here. I think it's a really, really excellent opportunity to buy SoFi. I think earnings is going to be very, very good. I think we're going to show growth in all the right places, if you know what I mean. Know what I mean? Yeah, they're going after the stops. You're exactly right. And I think they're doing so to cover. I mean, they're going hard. Guys, I got to buy some stocks. Actually, I got to move some money around. There's just too much going on for me to be sitting here jawboning at you deadbeat piker douchebags when there's a lot of buying opportunities out there. But be very careful. I would be very careful with SoFi and SMCI around earnings. NIO and Crispr, I don't think the earnings matter as much right now as other numbers, other readout. But I'm always very, very careful with SoFi around earnings. They manufacture any narrative they want. SMCI, I would just be careful fundamentally because I don't think the earnings report is going to be that good. I think numbers are going to be bad, but I think guidance is going to be great. If you're long-term, nothing to worry about. If you're trading, be very, very careful. Guys, it's been Un Poco Mas. Been just an absolute pleasure to have you this morning on Morning Latte, our inaugural episode. I'm very, very tired, and you can definitely see that on my face, but I'm feeling strong. Who curls? Anyway, guys, fat man workout. 5 sets of preach curls and a chicken quesadilla. Love it. Peace. It's dropping for no reason. You can see it on the chart. There's no reason it's dropping. They're just shorting and selling it off. They'll start buying here, but I know it's scary. It's very, very scary. Oh, it's scary. Anyway, guys, peace. I'm out.